Okay, welcome everybody. We're here tonight to learn more about one of our great habits, and that is the habit of sleep. I'd like to proclaim that's a habit I've got down pat, because it isn't a problem for me, but I know there's many of you out there that are struggling with getting sleep, and we have a lot to share with you tonight. And after Lisa Wick does our little bit of teaching, we'll take a few minutes to do some client celebrations, because I know that is probably one of your favorite parts, is to be able to celebrate what you guys have achieved, non-scale victories and scale victories over the past week. So I hope you're ready for this, because as always, Lisa is great with her information, and we'll get going. So Lisa Wick, I am going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thanks for that introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Wick. I'm a certified health coach, and this is actually a topic that I'm very passionate about, especially being a new mom and having a teething baby. Sleep is not always necessarily in your control, but when we can put it into our control, it's, I think, very, very important. So something I just wanted to start with was a little quote, and it's "Sleep is the golden chain that ties health and our bodies together." And that was by Thomas Dekker. And learning great sleep habits really is just as important as learning our other habits of healthy eating and motion. And it all ties it all together. And so improving sleep habits, just like our other habits, takes active participation. It takes us having that commitment and that willingness to really work on it. And so if you want to be able to go through this afterwards, I'm pulling it from chapter 17 in the book, Habits of Health, and lesson 13 in the companion guide. One of the things I love about this lesson is that you really get to apply it for yourself, and you can even create a structural tension chart, which if you're not familiar with that, your coach can help you. But basically, it is a way you can even do it for your sleep. You can really break it down for any area of life. And so you put what your sleep currently looks like, what you like your goal to look like, and then the action steps to help you do that. So one of the things that is so important about sleep, and having worked in the medical field and being awoken in the night and going in, was that it breaks up our ability to restore our brain function. It really breaks up the ability to stabilize those chemicals in our brain. And so good sleep is so important because it does restore organ function. It does stabilize our chemicals in our brain. So people who deal with depression, sometimes they're not getting good sleep, and that's part of why. It refreshes areas of our brain, and it controls the mood and behavior and replenishes our nutrients. So it really just fully repairs our brain circuitry. So it's just very, very valuable. So when you think about friends of yours who say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't sleep well last night," a lot of times their performance at work isn't as good because their brain really didn't have time to replenish or for the circuitry to repair itself. So one of the things about sleep is it's really essential in helping our bodies bounce back from stress and pollutants that are just out in life. And we all have stress, and pollutants are everywhere. And so it really gives us an ability to assist not only those areas, but also our weight. And sometimes we think, "Oh my gosh, I didn't lose weight. I followed all the action steps. I followed my eating plan really well," but maybe your sleep was off. And so that can affect our healthy weight as well. And women should get 6 to 7 hours of sleep, and men get to have more. They actually require more, which isn't fair. They get to have 8, so 7 to 8. So you may be wondering, like, how can you optimize your sleep? How could you really improve it and make it quality? So a couple of the tips Dr. A gives are to limit your caffeine after 12 o'clock or within 3 hours of bedtime. decreasing stimulation 30 minutes before going to bed. So turning off the TV, turning off your phone, disconnecting from the internet, all of those things before you go to bed. A great thing is to grab your Habits of Health book or a book that you're passionate about that you're reading, and read that before you go to sleep. Again, eliminating cell phone use, turn it off really 2 hours before bed, because that just keeps our brain going, and the light from the phone will actually keep our eyes. We actually have receptors in our eyes, and it will keep that signaled, and so we can't fall asleep as easily either. Minimize your liquid intake. So those of us who are drinking lots of water throughout the day, trying to stop that 2 hours before bed so you're not up going to the bathroom. Take your meds 1 hour before bed because they can also affect your sleep. And for people who are in maybe maintenance or optimal health, they may have a glass of wine or something. It's at dinner. It's really good to have that 90 minutes before bed. Again, that will keep your mind going. You won't sleep as well. You'll be more restless. So those are just a couple of ways. And if you want to make your own structural attention chart, this is on page 105. And this is a structural attention chart in the workbook for healthy sleep. And you can fill that in for yourself. There's actually also a tool in the book that you can track your sleep for a week, and you can see kind of your patterns, because another really good thing is actually go to sleep every night at the exact same time. That will regulate. And then if you're traveling, we have melatonin, and so you can take that the first night you travel, and that will really help to rebalance yourself as well. So I hope you guys find this information useful. My son woke me up 4 times last night, so I slept in a little bit later today. That's what I try to do. But I definitely, when I'm, doing all areas, eating well, sleeping well, managing stress, when I'm active and exercising, really everything that Dr. Anderson says, when I'm really practicing those, you feel amazing. I feel great. My energy's been super high today. And even though I lacked sleep last night, because I've been eating well and I exercised today. And so I just hope this information is helpful for all of you. Thanks for letting me share.
Great, Lisa. Wow, what great information. I think I love how, what I thought was important, how you pointed out that maybe we haven't lost weight and we're wondering why it is, and it could be that our sleep was out of whack for a week or a couple of days or whatever it is. And years ago we wouldn't have had to worry about cell phone usage to interrupt our sleep, but I know that light can be very devastating to getting a good healthy sleep. So thanks again so much for sharing, as always. Good information. And hey, we don't have to know everything, because hey, we can read our books, and that really helps. So Randy is going to actually kick off our client celebration. So Randy, I'll take it over to you.
Hey, thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes. Okay, good. I saw a thumbs up. Well, yeah, thank you. I'm always excited to do this part. This is the most fun part of the call, and always excited to hear what people have accomplished this past week. Just a couple thoughts before we get into it. It's just in terms of sleep, I think those are awesome tips. That was something I really struggled with. I think the fact is, we always say, well, are you getting enough sleep? But then the other question is, what kind of quality of sleep are you getting? Is the quality of sleep? And I know a lot of us have Fitbits, and these now track your sleep patterns, and you can see how many times a night you're restless. You can see how many hours you're really getting. You think you're getting you're getting a sleep all the way through the night, but you may not be, because it'll tell you how many times you're awake. So it's really eye-opening when you start looking at some of the technology that's out there nowadays. So I also want to say one more thing about sleep, and then we'll get into the client celebration. But I know that if you're not getting good sleep, it just sets a downward spiral, because then you're less likely to make good choices because you're just not feeling good and you're more prone to give in to temptations. And I think it's just all starts with good sleep. It kind of starts that cycle that for all of us to know that we're going to be better, we're going to have a little more energy to want to go ahead and do some exercise if we're at that stage. And I just think it's just it all starts with good sleep, and everything kind of builds upon that. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into our client celebration. I'm excited. Actually, I want to invite a friend of mine who just got started on the program, Paul. He's on, and he's only into it. Like, I think you're on day 4, and I'd just love to have you share just a little bit about your experience so far, even as day 4. I think you are 100% in fat burn right now, if I'm not mistaken, brother. So can you go down on the bottom left, and you can actually see. You can take yourself off mute if you want to share.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Randy introduced me to this program, and since the beginning I started with, I took it easy. I didn't want to just dive right in because I didn't really know much about it other than just a phone call that I had with him. And so I started my journey off with a 3-day fast, which just helped to cleanse me, and I just drink water to kind of just get me prepared for what I was about to start. And then I had the time to read through some of the material to get me ready mentally, and that was all very helpful to beginning the journey, so that when I did start day 1, that's been a good thing. We're supposed to take the time we take it, and but more energy, so I'm not feeling weak, because I am eating regularly throughout the day. My water intake at first was very hard to get water down. I drink a lot of pop, and so I pee more now than I ever have, and I'm getting lots of water in, and it's been good. It's good so far for me. I hope 100% fat burn. I can't tell yet. My gut's still there, but I know in time it'll start to shrink down. So
Yeah, well, you're well on your way. I appreciate you just sharing. I know just the feeling of knowing that you have more energy. You mentioned you're thinking clear, although all the things that we associate with fat burn or state of ketosis. So you're there. So
okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Anyway, just anybody else, just celebrations of the week, anything you want to tie into the sleep topic that we were talking about tonight, or anything. We'd just love to hear from all of you. And well, I know there's somebody out there dying to come off mute. I can tell, I can sense it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Kenton here.
Hey, Ken.
Hi. First off, thank you so much for sharing on the sleep. It's something I've been trying to establish as well, because I feel like if it's light outside, I want to be doing stuff, and it's hard to get over that. But I have more of a client realization from the land of maintenance. We went to a festival this weekend, and I decided to indulge in a sweet sugary treat, thinking, oh, I'm on maintenance, I can handle the hit like that. I'll probably just feel like crap for a little bit, but it'll be tasty. And then it ended up ruining my entire day. It just like completely brought me down, and I was grumpy and not fun to be around, and I just felt very low and sluggish, and I was like, wow, this is definitely not worth any of that.
Yeah.
So it was just that realization of that sugary crap, as good as it is at the time, it just the whole rest of my Saturday afternoon was just not very fun because of that. I don't even think my wife who was around me because I was just so grumpy. So it's amazing that when we stay eating clean with our habits of health, how much better you can feel, and just the stuff that like I used to put in my body on a regular basis. It was just a sanity check, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, thank you so much for sharing that, because, you know, those are the times where you really realize, hey, my body is now adjusted to healthy eating. And when you put something in your body that's not healthy, your body's going to let you know. And so many times I've had people say, okay, I did, go off plan. Well, guess what? You not only did you feel horrible because you went off plan, but now you've kicked yourself out of fat burn, which now you got to start all over. So it's a double whammy, but the whole point is, our bodies, once they get adjusted to eating healthy, it wants to stay there. And it really is amazing how you can feel like a night and day difference when you decide to, put something in your body that, isn't healthy. It really doesn't agree with you anymore. I even see commercials now that I look in that, I don't know if you've seen those rally commercials where they drop those big hamburgers and it just plops there. And it's like, to me, it just kind of nauseates my stomach just to even see it. So you'll find that over time, your response to food that you used to like just changes. So thank you for sharing that. All right, who else? Anybody else? Surely if they're out of everybody here, somebody else has got a cool victory story this past week.
I can share.
Sure.
Okay, kind of to pair off of what he just said. I think I posted this in the group. I also kind of went off plan for the first time ever, and so I thought, oh, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But kind of to reiterate, same deal. Like in the moment, it kind of tasted good, but I regretted it as soon as 2 hours later. My body and last week was awful. I don't know if I recuperated the whole week. So a victory for this week is that been really good, and that was kind of a good experience, I think, because it was good to know that oh, this isn't just something I'm making myself do, it actually makes me feel good. And so this week I've been feeling so much better, and my body has just been working so much better. And just something I'm really excited about is I am 5 pounds away from goal weight. I'm within a healthy BMI, but I want to be in the 21, 22 area. And so I'm a month away from transitioning. So I'm really excited about that. So I just thought I would share that.
Kristen, way to go. Very proud for you to be able to say that. It's so nice to know that people can get to their goal weight, start talking about transition, and you're there. You're almost there. You're almost there. And I know a lot of people that are on this call have recognized it's not an easy journey. It's not a sprint, right? It's a process. It's a journey but even when you're in transition, it's still, the work doesn't end, right? It just continues to go on. We've learned habits and we stay the course. We never just take the foot off the gas, right?
Right. And what I'm excited about is I don't think I'm ever going to go back to how I used to eat. I'm excited about healthy carbs. I'm excited about that, but not going crazy. And so I'm excited to continue on and to maintain and not gain any of it back. That feels so empowering. So.
Yeah, so many people are wondering, boy, if I lose the weight, will I gain it back, right? That's a big question I get all the time. And I've been able to keep my weight off for over a year and a half now. So it definitely, this plan works. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
I can share. This is Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. I'm under Gloria Osborne.
Okay.
She's my coach. Yeah, I have my 2 sisters as clients, and we're all up in upper 60s, and we've all lost 10 to 15 pounds already, and
wow.
We're amazed. So my one sister hasn't lost weight in a long time because we just couldn't find anything that worked. So this has been amazing for the 3 of us. And so people are starting to notice, and
Awesome.
I'm a coach, and my sister's going to probably become a coach. So
Yeah.
Gloria's been a great coach. Thanks.
Well, that's great, and people do notice pretty quickly. I've had people that within their first week. I think Urban shared last week, but he said even his wife says your face looks thinner in a week. In a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. It's amazing what happens. Your body, once it gets going on healthy food, it's amazing how fast your body can respond, positively and negatively, right? So thank you for sharing, and thanks for paying it forward and being a health coach too.
Okay, do that.
We've got to, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback off Kristen. So, congratulations. I remember my journey starting back 4.5 years ago now, and doing my weight after struggling for a long time. So, congratulations for you. The thing about building on habits and so staying the course, and when you do pay it forward and you stay in this dynamic community and you're really able to be continually supported, when you hit those bumps in the road, you're able to, even more stay the course, and you just have such uplifting people. And I hit a couple of bumps along my journey with losing my mom, and then I got pregnant and had a baby. And so I'm 6 pounds away from my healthy, where I want to be. But what's most exciting is I've been taking my health to the next level, and I'm going to the gym and lifting weights 3 times a week now, and then also doing cardio 3 times a week. And we just keep building on that. And you're right, we don't go back to our necessarily old eating or old habits. We just keep trying to improve. And I go back to my habits of health constantly. I mean, even as a coach, I've probably gone back to my system and done my workbook twice, actually, because it takes that consistency over time, and that equals lifelong success. So, so I just wanted to share that it's staying the course.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa, thank you again. That's a great point. Actually, I'm going to call my wife for a second, ask her to come off mute, because one of the things I'd like to have her share is she's gone from, getting to her healthy weight, but then she's also gone to this next level of, her fitness, and really being very intentional about that. So, honey, could you share a little bit about that? Just how you've actually said it's a marked difference between just losing your weight, but now going to be fit and healthy, and it's a different level.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. It's like Lisa said, and many others already on the call, it's just that constant journey. We're just, we are all in different parts of the journey all along the way. Some are just starting, some have met their weight loss goal, many are in between. And when you get to the point of being able to add a little bit more exercise into your routine, your health coach can help identify that for you if you're just first starting. But I found for myself, I've been maintaining my weight for about the last 1.5 years. But fitness is still a key part of it, because I realize the areas that I need to tone up, and I need to be able to get out and be active. I mean, it's so nice that in many parts of the country now, where the spring weather has popped up, that it's a lot easier to get out and go for a walk. Or I was just talking to one of my clients earlier this evening. She said that she's able to go out even for a walk at lunchtime, for a short little bit. And just being able to add in the movement, and just being able to be active and add, a little bit more of that piece. It's like the building blocks to our optimal journey to health. And, so that's what I'm working on. I'm focusing on for myself, and trying to encourage all my clients, always to remember the great resource we have in the back of the Habits of Health book about exercise. It shows diagrams and things that we can do, different tips. So always make sure you're taking advantage of that if you haven't looked at it for a while. But those are just some of the simple things I work into my routine, and being able to get a Fitbit and make good use of that too. That's given me a lot more accountability now, and you know, kind of up my motivation a little bit here recently.
Yeah. Thank you. You're inspiring me, and I see the progress you're making, and that movement from reaching your goal weight to actually getting fit and, you know, a new level of health is inspiring. So that's great. Thank you. Any other victories? We've got 4 whole minutes left. I know. Somebody that didn't share last week that said, boy, I sure wish I would have shared, and now's your opportunity.
This is Kim Ariano. Can anyone hear me?
Yes. Kim, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I am Stacy Landeck is my health coach. I just finished week 3 of the program, and I'm down 13 pounds as of today. I'm really excited about it. And I just wanted to share with you just something a little dramatic that happened today. I was doing my study books, The Habits of Health, and was going through chapter 5, which is where you take the health test. And I did the health test and answered it as I would have before I started the program. And I'm thinking I was unhealthy, but I actually came in at a -6. And as I was reading it, I just almost lost it because I thought, oh my God, I should be dead. I mean, but I'm not. I'm healthy. I'm a normal, healthy person, but evidently I'm sick. So I was a little bit depressed about that. And so I decided, you know, Stacy kind of talked me through it. And I thought, well, maybe I'll take it again as if I am taking it today, and changed, you know, the habit pieces about where I am today. And I scored a 71. And so I think for me, what is just really important is what you are saying, that this is a journey and not, you know, a sprint to get there fast, but that this is not about looking good in a bikini. This is about survival for me, and it's about thriving. And so thank you for everyone for sharing your stories, because even if we don't say anything, we're listening. So thank you.
Hey, Kim, first of all, thank you for that comment, because it just made me think this, so much of we talk about just, you know, getting the weight off, and it is important, but this is optimal health. And this is a life, you know, changing. So many people come in and say, I really need something to change the way I eat, and I need to understand better eating habits. And there's so much more to this program than just the food and just, you know, doing this to get the weight off. So many people talk about they get their health back, their mind becomes sharper. There's so many other benefits financially. You know, if you choose to be a health coach, you know, there's a financial component to this. But it all starts with coming in, I need to get some pounds off, but there's so many other things. And we choose not to use the word diet because it's really a health plan. It's an optimal health living lifestyle. And so it's amazing how many different things that impact your life by just starting off with, hey, I just need to lose a few pounds. Well, there's so much more that comes out of this. It's truly remarkable. Anybody else? We got 1 more minute. Who's going to be the one to close us out? Oh,
Randy, I just wanted to share quickly. I was talking with one of my clients today who's also a friend, and she was very excited about her weight loss, but she was going through some personal challenges, and I said, wow, you did really well. And she goes, oh my gosh, I didn't turn to food. And she really hadn't realized it until I pointed it out to her. So I know a lot of you will have some non-scale victories as well. And like we said, that's just as important as those pounds on the scale, because that's going to help through the emotional eating. You chose to not do emotional eating, which is huge. So it was good to hear. And so thank you to all of you who stepped out and shared. Sometimes that can be a little bit scary, but we always learn from one another. And I heard some really good things. And I know the one thing that really stuck with me, somebody, I think in the beginning said, you have to be ready mentally. Wow, this head, once we're ready to go, it can really take us places. So thanks again, Lisa and Randy, and here's to a good week, and we'll see you all next week.